Hi guys, welcome. Today is an awesome day because FX just has announced the successor of the FX Impact Mark II, and here it is, the FX Impact Mark III. After the update of the Wildcat to the Mark III, the Crown to the Mark II and the newcomer of the FX Maverick, it was just a matter of time before our beloved Impact also got an upgrade. Now, the Mark III looks very similar to the Mark II. Even my wife asked when I opened the box for the very first time, why the hell do you need the same rifles? But don't be fooled, because the FX Impact Mark III now comes with a lot of features you guys have requested as standard and some new innovations like the dual regulator setup. So in this video we'll go detailed from back to front, see what's updated and what's new. So let's get this video started. First of all, the FX Impact Mark III comes in this nice hard case like we also got with the FX Impact Mark II. Great to have a dedicated case to your rifle so you can protect your investment while taking it with you to the range or other places. Starting at the back, we have the buttstock. It's a new design that we also have seen on the Maverick and the latest Impact that came out of the factory. Really like this design personally. And for those who want to know, the aftermarket buttstocks, like the one from Sabre Tactical or Crawford and Lip, they will also still fit the Impact Mark III, as the buttstock shares the same design with the FX Impact Mark II, which is a good thing. Then on top you have the cheek plate, exactly the same like on the Mark II. For me, very comfortable, it's exactly the right height to look through my scope, but if you wish, since everything on the back is equal to the Mark II, you can still fit your aftermarket cheek risers if you wish. The opening for the magazine, still the same side shot style magazines, very comfortable to use, high capacity, really love those. The pellet probes in the Mark III are equal to the ones in the Mark II, so you can easily swap it out for your pin probes or other probes that you maybe have lying around from your Mark II. The barrel system is also identical to all the other FX rifles, so you can use all the barrels you have laying around from your other guns as well. The only thing that's new on the barrel is the transfer port opening. We have seen it on a few late guns that came out of the FX factory. It has a dual side. On one side you have the slug opening with the bridge in the middle, and on the other side, when you turn it 180 degrees around, you have the pellet opening to shoot your pellets. On the bottom of the Mark III, now something that we all have requested, those good gauges from Wika. So now you have Wika gauges at the back and the front, so you can have some accurate reading on your gauges as well. Good thing from FX. Moving a little bit forward, we have the huge power plenum. I don't know if you can see it very well on camera, I'll try to make a comparison, but the power plenum on the Mark III became a lot bigger than the power plenum on the Mark II. I believe the power plenum on the Mark III now is about 72 cc's compared to 49 or 48 cc's on the Mark II. So very nice to have this massive power plenum. It will come in handy for a variety of reasons. Moving a little bit more forward, we still have the same thumb style safety with the FX branded AR-15 grip that fits very comfortable in your hand. Then just above that, probably my favorite upgrade to this is the new cocking lever. It has a new cocking handle, a little bit more fat than we're used to, very nice. It also became a short throw lever, so it means it's shorter and you can keep your hand on your grip while cocking with your other finger. Very nice as well. Then something I really like is that the cocking block, now where the rubber ball used to sit, has a mechanical piston to aid with closing and opening the cocking block, which feels really awesome, of course. Then our lefties are not left to the side, to say like this, because the cocking lever can easily be swapped to the other side and have a left-handed cocking impact, something a lot of you have requested for a long time. On top of the Impact, we have the Picatinny scope rail. It's the same one as on the Impact Mark II, with a 20 MOA built into the rail, so it will assist you for those longer range shots as well. Left and right, we have the same Picatinny accessory rails to mount your favorite flashlights or other stuff, just as you prefer. Now, before we move to the front of the rifle and the dual regulator setup, let's have a quick look at the trigger and the trigger guard. Taking a close look at the trigger, it looks almost identical to the one on the Mark II, except for it looks just a little bit different. It has a little bit different layout and look to it. Also some springs has changed internally, and therefore it feels a little bit more crisp and a little bit more better than the Impact Mark II, which was already awesome, by the way. The trigger guard underneath still has the Picatinny rail at the front to mount your bipods, but since this is exactly the same layout as the one on the Mark II, you can still fit your aftermarket accessory rails like an Arca Swiss rail from Sabre Tactical or Crawford and Lippert. Taking a closer look between the barrel and the bottle, we see a brand new valve adjustment knob. It's just a little bit bigger, a little bit more chunky, easier to grab with your fingers, and it also has 3 grub screws on it, so you can lock it down exactly to the spot and don't have to worry, it will move over time. And then now for a very important upgrade, and that's the dual regulator system. Looking from this side, you probably don't even notice it. We know the dual regulator system from the FX Maverick, which works awesome by the way. And looking from this side, you probably don't even know it, there is a second regulator on this one. Maybe except for that little silver part you see between the bottle and the action block. It's only when I turn the Impact Mark III around that you notice there is an extra gauge on this side. This gauge shows you the pressure of your first regulator that is housed in the bottle adapter that sits between the bottle and the breech block. When you remove the bottle, you see a small T-slot with a small adjustment screw behind it. The small T-slot is like a lock nut to make sure that your adjustment screw of your regulator inside that block doesn't move over time. Quite some clever engineering had to be done to get it in there, I think. Now with the Impact turnaround, you probably see another big improvement or upgrade to the Mark III. And that's the power wheel and the way how to adjust the hammer spring. We now have 16 positions on the power wheel, so you can really get those steps in between. The internal adjustment that previously had to be adjusted with a tiny Allen key and sometimes was moving on its own is now in the past. FX has come up with a clever tune system that now can be easily adjusted without any tools and has a nice click to it, so you can easily adjust it the same amount every time. To aid in this, you also have now a ruler to keep an eye on where you're at. So that brings us to the end of the walk around of the brand new Impact Mark III. Let's have a quick sum up what you get new and what's reworked. First of all, you get those new Wika gauges for those accurate readings. You now get that new transfer port standard on your barrel. You get a massive 72cc power plenum. You get a cocking linkage that is reversible to the left side with that mechanical 18 side and also became a short throw, which feels really awesome by the way. The trigger got a little bit reworked with some new springs and stuff and feels just that little bit more snappy. Then you get the dual regulator setup, of course, that we were all hoping for. And on the left side, you also get a completely new tuning system to get it really dialed in perfectly. All in all, a very welcome upgrade to the FX Impact, and I'm really digging it. I am very keen to go out now and shoot this bad boy and see what she can do, while I record some videos for you. So therefore, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on the future videos I'll be making with the Impact Mark III. I thank you for watching and I hope to see you back in the next one. Bye!